My name is Jennifer Sancedio, and I am currently the project manager for Project R.E.A.D in library services. And I have been a librarian in this district for 10 years. So Project R.E.A.D is just a re-innovation. We're innovating our libraries to where we are not getting rid of what you know to be true about libraries. We still have books and research and all the things that we did as kids and that kids still like to do here in the library, getting a book to read, coming in to research something for class, or just looking up their own curiosities. But we're bringing in access to more things. For example, we are bringing in coding and robotics. So READ stands for research, which is what you know about libraries, the books, the resources, all of those things. And then the E is exploration, where kids can explore with coding and robotics and Legos and things like that. And A is different ways for kids to apply their knowledge. So we have green screen and video creation tools and podcasting tools so that kids can share their knowledge that way. And then lastly is design, where kids can use makerspace activities, whether it's low tech, high tech, bringing in things like something as simple as straws or something as high tech as 3D printers or glow forges. I went to an open house for my kids in a different district, and I thought it was just so cool. And at the time, I was a librarian, and I was like, oh, I need to order this from our library. It's such a cool resource to bring into our libraries for kids to really engage in science in a different way outside of the textbook. And then Project R.E.A.D came along, and I took over the role of project manager. And so I was like, let's test it out in our libraries, because what we do in our libraries is provide resources. And I thought this was a really great way to bring in science and how we connect with science teachers, because typically you think librarians only collaborate with reading teachers, and that's not true. We collaborate with all teachers of all the curriculum. And this is just a really good way to innovate the way that we collaborate with science. So the libraries are what we call the great equalizer. It's where all the kids come. You don't have to be part of a club or part of something, or where your teacher brings you to the class. It could just be as a place where everybody comes. That's the heart of the school. What we do in libraries is provide resources. Merge is a resource. That's another ways for kids to get information, or, and like Reed says, explore. So it's a way for kids to just explore their curiosities, explore their curriculum further. And it was just a really fun way to put curriculum literally in their hand. And so we're trying to compete for kids' attention, and this is where kids are. You're not going to get them in a textbook, and I always get them in some of those kits that we see that we are sent to schools, like a traditional science lab. Just another way for kids to get hooked on science. I'm most excited about rolling it out district-wide to see how everyone uses it, and then collaborating with the ideas of, hey, I used it this way. That way we're kind of using it in a way, like a train the trainers model. Kind of what I get most out of meeting with our librarians is seeing, hey, I have this, you have this, how do you use it? And so I learn from them. And so I'm really excited about that, because it's gonna really open up the different ways that we can use it, because one way that I use it might not be how someone in South Dallas uses it. I'm also excited about this because it's a K-12 resource, and so when we're thinking about the most bang for our buck, I'm buying one resource that's relevant for kids as young as preschool up to all the way through our 12th graders. So in one resource, I'm hitting the kids in all different kinds of ways. And so ideally, it's going to be a resource that they've learned a little bit about in elementary, and then they're going to still know about it as they progress through their middle and high school years.